Ever click an old bookmark and think, wait, where did that whole world go? It turns out gone isn't one condition. And the most convincing recovery may be the least trustworthy. Behind that empty screen was code, pictures, databases, servers, and links reaching into other servers. So how much of a dead website can AI genuinely recover rather than quietly invent? Think of AI as an archaeologist arriving after the library collapsed and the rain started. It can assemble clues, but one quiet detail decides whether the result is archaeology or fan fiction. A website was never one object. It was a bundle of files performing together. AI isn't a time machine. If no copy survived, it cannot retrieve the original bytes. It can find surviving evidence, repair damaged evidence, or create a likely replacement. Those are different acts. The difference has a name called provenance. Keep that word nearby. We'll need its receipt later. The excavation begins with snapshots, especially captures stored by web archives. The Wayback Machine stores captures made at different times. One page might have dozens, another might have none. A crawler follows accessible links and saves whatever the server sends. It doesn't automatically capture everything behind them. Images may live elsewhere. Menus may require scripts. Comments may wait inside a database the crawler never touched. Login walls, paywalls, robot rules, and simple bad luck can leave entire sections uncaptured. That's not a backup, it's a stack of postcards. Given access, AI can search those snapshots alongside mirrors, downloaded files, old disks, and forgotten browser caches. If an original image or HTML file survives, finding and reconnecting it can be genuine recovery. A surviving copy can even be compared byte for byte. Matching data means the file is exact. When only screenshots remain, optical character recognition can turn visible letter shapes back into searchable text. But blurry pixels and decorative lettering invite mistakes. A picture can save the sentence and lose the page. From several screenshots, AI can approximate colors, spacing, and layout. It still hasn't recovered the original code. That's reconstruction. A stranger has confidently finished your half-empty scrapbook. When GeoCities closed in 2009, volunteers preserved large collections. Those copies can anchor real homepages and their glorious visual glitter. For someone rebuilding a teenage homepage, the emotional test is harder. Does it feel recovered or impersonated? AI can estimate missing pieces. Honest restoration must keep those estimates visibly separate from documented material. Forums add another layer. Archived posts may preserve dates, usernames, jokes, arguments, and terrible signatures. But recurring names became familiar people. That's not the community, it's the seating chart. AI can map who replied to whom and detect recurring topics. It cannot recreate the private meaning behind every exchange. Missing direct messages and off-site conversations remain missing. Friendship leaves evidence, not a downloadable soul. Discovery disappears differently. Stumble Upon closed in 2018, ending a familiar route into strange websites at 3 in the morning. Archives may preserve destinations without preserving your journey. The pages remain. The wandering doesn't. Old pages also preserve failed predictions, scam banners, fake identities, and exclusion. Airbrushing those away produces nostalgia, not history. Even the surviving archive is uneven. Popular, static, easily crawled pages often leave more traces than hidden communities. Coverage varies by language, region, platform, and technical design. Silence in an archive does not prove nobody was there. An AI trained on surviving material can repeat that imbalance. More data doesn't cure missing history. Then there are Flash games. Adobe began blocking Flash content in its player in January 2021. Preservation projects such as Ruffle and Flashpoint can run many surviving titles through emulation or carefully packaged files. AI isn't the magician there. When the game file and assets survive, the experience can sometimes become genuinely playable again. If it depended on missing server code, accounts, or world data, the client alone may be an empty stage. AI can write replacement code and approximate behavior. That creates a new performance, not the vanished original. A virtual mall can be rebuilt visually. The ordinary loitering, profile decorating, and chance meetings cannot be switched back on. This is where the strongest restoration stops pretending the gaps aren't there. It records them. That's provenance. Every recovered piece carries its source, and every generated piece admits where the evidence ended. Think of it as a receipt taped to every brick in the rebuilt house. Annoying, perhaps. Essential, absolutely. An exact file is evidence. A repaired file is altered evidence. A generated replacement is a hypothesis. AI becomes useful by comparing fragments, detecting contradictions, and showing multiple possibilities instead of silently choosing the prettiest one. Without that boundary, a plausible page can slide into the historical record wearing an extremely convincing fake mustache. A flawless fake can be more dangerous than an obvious blank because memory happily supplies its own confirmation. And then comes the deeper reversal. Some dead websites weren't accidentally lost. Someone deliberately removed them. Resurrecting a childhood blog might expose an old email address, private details, or words their author wanted forgotten. Abandoned doesn't mean public domain. Copyright can outlive the server. The machine is gone. The paperwork isn't. So digital archaeology can become digital trespassing. Technical recoverability isn't permission, ownership, or consent. So what can AI recover? Surviving files, readable text, layouts, links, and sometimes functioning software. It can reconstruct likely gaps. But absent bytes, lost server states, chance discoveries, and lived relationships cannot return as documented facts. The real achievement isn't making the past look complete. It's preserving exactly where certainty ends. Because a dead website wasn't only its information, it was timing, ritual, discovery, and people passing through. AI can rebuild the room from photographs. It cannot guarantee the conversation you're remembering happened exactly that way. Next time an old bookmark opens blank, notice the waiting cursor. AI can fill the screen. Evidence decides whether it should. Which vanished site would you revisit, and what should stay buried? Tell me below. Subscribe for more digital archaeology.